we cannot possibly meet all of our intentions, but we can learn to identify and work with our favorites. I am Tavish Carduff. It is our Raw Materials Intention Week. It is the third and final emotional week. So we start with mentors, the way that our beliefs are formed and who formed them. Straight emotion, how do we deal with it? Do we deal with it? And then intention. So intentions are formed after we have an emotion. After we have a thought, we form something to do, which would equate to an intention. And when we do that, we create for ourselves the opportunity to co-create our reality. With our raw material, it's using our arena to get conditioned to understand how we operate within our intentions. Our expectations when it comes to intentions are off the charts wild. Case in point, we value our time, yet we get it all kinds of confused when it comes to intentions. Think about your mind for a minute. Think about how many times in a day you react to how you feel and what you want based on how you feel. Think about how many times you wish something would happen or you could do something that you may not even actually going to do, but you've thought about it. Think about how many times you want to thank someone or write a note of appreciation and you don't do it. And, let's just lay the negative aside for a minute. We set ourselves up with so many good thoughts and intentions. And then when we don't meet them, because again, we don't have time to, we sit back and judge ourselves. So let's go back to thanking people for things. If we could take a moment within ourselves and in our heart to open up the space where we have gratitude and thanks, open our heart, ask for their open heart, and kind of take our thank you and what we would like to happen for them into that kind of root space, and just imagine it out there. Let them pick it up in a song or a dream or a thought. You don't have to actually go in and thank every person that you want to thank for what they do in the world, because quite frankly, we can't. There are so many people doing so many cool things, you can't possibly thank them all. These are the moments that I'm talking about where we can remove our judgment just by recognizing we don't have the bandwidth, we don't have the amount of time it would take in a day to meet all of our intentions. So when we go back and evaluate the things that we haven't done based on all of the things that we may have wanted to do or thought about doing, we're automatically upside down and backwards in how we are interpreting what we've attached to and what we've accomplished. Intention gets 2 weeks at our raw material. We have 2 pillars dedicated. The first one is intention, and like I said, it's emotional. Then we skip ahead to week 10, resources, which is spiritual, what help is available to you. And then we move to the 11th pillar, which is mental, aligning with intention. This is where we really get a handle on how intention works. Our intentions, like I said, and like I keep repeating, are emotional. As I'm listening to myself talk, watching myself record, I have different intentions based on things I see that I don't like, things I hear myself saying that I wish I changed or had a different way of phrasing it. All of those things play into how we interpret any situation that we are in emotionally. And I'm just noticing them right here. I don't really have a problem with anything I'm doing, but I'm noticing where I could smile more. I could be a little more upbeat. I could have something that's, graspy and makes you want to tune in and listen. But what I have is a true message and a tool that is an arena, modern twist on, I think, an ancient tool that we've always used to get in touch with our collective self and our individual self together and see how those things co-create our reality. And we talk all the time about manifestation and intention and putting it out there what you want and asking for what you want and getting it back. All of these play into the relationship with the pillars. So when we sit down with these 12 pillars and truly create intentions for and with each one, we understand how we relate to each one and which ones maybe we're better at than others. We start to see where we can shore up our intentions, where we can forgive the ones we don't meet, where we can gather the ones that connect with our values so that we can align them to something that feels creative and feels productive, because what we don't want to do is be stuck in a bunch of things that we've thought about that we're never ever going to have a chance to do. But because we don't make that connection, we wind up feeling guilty. And the time that we spend feeling guilty and judged for things that we haven't done is time that we could be using for literally any other purpose. Entertaining a thought isn't the same as follow through. When we entertain an idea about something that we could do, like I said, it's the action that comes from an emotional thought. What do we want to do about it? And we may or may not connect to that. It may just be, like we just said, a fleeting thought. There's also those types of thoughts that take us into the ideal playground, that take us into the place where we want to flesh them out and we want to pull together whatever resources we can to make something happen. Like Quan, Jen, Taylor, Fred, and I, as we pursue and push our raw material, we all have the intention of everyone being able to use this tool that's so helpful and makes life so much easier. We also understand that it may not align with everyone else's intentions, and that just the fact that we are offering something that we're calling simple, and if it runs up against something discordant in someone else, we're going to get a lot of pushback. So we're over here being okay with that. Our intention is to put some information out there and provide a tool for people to use if they want to. Our intention is not to create negative feelings or make people feel bad that they're not doing something. Those things all come from our own judgment and come from our own intentions that we haven't met in the past. So when we look to intention, let's just really look to solving the equation that has us judging the things that we haven't done. Our minds are just faster than our ability to for our body to keep up. All of the spaces that we can't continue like running and following through with what we want, we catch these little spots in our body that we just take the time to breathe and move. I don't know if you could hear all that popping, but just letting go of all that tension around the things that we haven't done feels so good, and then sitting back and looking at a list that is actually manageable. Practice guidance for this week. Name it. When you start to see yourself forming intentions, name what they're going to be good for. Are they helpful intentions? Are they harmful? Are they intended to hurt someone else? Are they intended to show someone up? Are they intended to teach a lesson? What are they intended to do? And start noticing, just categorizing your intentions so that you can see how many of them are going to serve your creative purpose and the things that you want out of life, and how many of them are just wanting someone else to see something or know something because it has somehow bothered or triggered us in a negative way. Let's also look for the people that trigger us in a positive way, because those spark intentions that lead us to creativity. Those spark intentions that make us want to connect and align with things that help us co-create the environment that we want. So when it comes to manifesting, these final 4 weeks that we start right now, intention, resources, aligning with intention, and wholeness, give us the space to pull together all of the things that we learn from the first 8 pillars about our own raw material and its power, strengths, and weaknesses. Once we get here, we start learning what we want to do with it. So as we name our intentions and name their intention, we build confidence and strength around our own creative purpose and really just getting the things that we want. Because intention is nothing if not leading us into our true emotional heart's desire. I am Tavish Carduff. Thank you for being here. I will be back next week when we talk about resources, wrapping up the final spiritual pillar. As always, join us at our website, ourrawmaterial.com, for blog and other pertinent information for getting through your week, studying your own raw material. Thank you.